met me in the past, and welcome to HammerHead. We're gonna do something a little different this year. Last year we were doing some destructive testing. We were showing you how to slit lead pipe, but we're not gonna do any products here. We're gonna do what we call Talk of the Trades. We're gonna let some ambassadors of HammerHead, contractors, peers of yours, kind of come out here and really talk about a topic and allow you, their peers, to ask questions and say, hey, how did you evolve your business? What did you do to get to the place you are today? And how can I better serve my customers through the experiences and the landmines that you guys stepped on? So I've got two of our colleagues here. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and go from there. But Nate Constant, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us your name, business, where you're located, how long you've been in this trenchless world.
So I'm Nate Constant. The business is N Constant Excavation and Plumbing. I've been in the trenchless for, I believe, 3 years now. What got me into it is like a lot of customer requests when we go dig. They wanted to get their sewer ready for a sale, a refinance, something like that. We used a subcontractor for a bit, and then the aggravation of it, I was like, I got to do something different.
Sounds great. And then I got Rob Metz. Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit as well about yourself?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Robert Metz. I'm with Best Plumbing. I got in business since 2015. Got into trenchless 2018. The main part for me was NASCO. So NASCO started coming to our area. When that happened, I knew lining was going to be the next step. And there wasn't hardly anybody lining in Pittsburgh at the time. So we got into lining at that point. It was the best move I ever made. I went from one truck to, grew my company into one shop, the next shop, just bought another shop within the process of doing that now. So it's been the best move we ever made.
That's great. Well, for these guys, the topic we have today for everybody is what to know before you invest in a light cure system. And there's a lot of light cure systems we see around the market here. If you look around the trade show, we see quite a few different ones. So before you guys invested in light cure, where are we at? So Rob, let me start with you. I mean, were you an ambient guy to start? How did you really get to this evolution to really find light cure and the right system for your business?
So I started with Permaliner in 2018. I bought the trailer, the whole setup. We started with steam. I shot literally 3 shots. Wasn't getting the right product out of that. I can't continue to put this in the ground for my customers. Went to ambient, shot that for up until a year and a half ago. That worked, but a lot of the sleepless nights, you put that on air, have to, hope that you don't lose electricity. Something don't happen to the air tank, the cowl tube don't blow overnight. It's just put in the ground, you can't see the liner, you don't know if it's okay, until you pull that cowl tube back the next morning and you say, you put a camera in there and go, okay, we're good, or you're not. With blue light, that day, you push the light head out, it has a camera, you can see the liner before you cure it. It's brainless. It's the best move ever made.
Nate, how did you get for your evolution in lining from start to where you're at today?
So I started with point repairs. I knew absolutely nothing. I called Greg Conklin. I said, hey, I could get into lining for $4,500. He's like, kinda. So I started with point repairs, did a bunch of research. I bought a point repair light system. Had no idea what I was doing. Put probably 200 feet in the ground and was like, this is not it. So then I bought a hot water system. We did hot water for probably a year or so. There's some stress with it. We have a lot of elevation. We were blowing cowl tubes, especially on 6-inch because of the head pressure and the temperature. We had 2 jobs. It happened. Rob bought before me and we're in the same area. Talked to him. I said, would you do it again? He's like, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So then I switched over to blue light.
So looking at blue light as it evolved, has it grown your business? Have you maintained? How has that really taken your business to the next level, Nate?
So for me, I'm very unique. I actually, until yesterday, I worked for the gas utility in Pennsylvania. So I was like a hobbyist, nights, weekends. Then I got a guy, I got 2 guys, I got 3 guys. They would go out and do it. We went from digging to, I haven't dug a ditch in probably 9 months, I want to say. And pretty much all we do is dig an access hole, clean it, shoot a liner. Last year, part-time being a hobbyist, we did over $1 million in sales.
How about you, Rob? As that evolution happened, I mean, you obviously went from one light cure to another. What really was how you got to the conclusion that the system you have today was the right system for your business?
I mean, for me, it was not having the sleepless nights. You know what I mean? Like knowing that that liner was good at the end of the day. So instead of being able to do, you know, dig the hole, shoot the liner that day, come back the next day, pull it, and put the pipe in the ground and backfill, we literally can do it in one day. We can dig it, we can clean it, shoot it, pipe it, and backfill all in one day, so we can get down to one day. And we can honestly, if we're shooting lines for subcontractors, we can shoot an easy 2 to 3 in one day if we're just going out and cleaning and shooting liners. And you can grow to, and honestly, you don't need the trailer we have now, you don't really need that size trailer anymore. So I think Nate's already turned over to a box truck, and that'll probably be what I'll be doing in the near future.
Any questions from the crowd? Anyone who might have a question for these guys that we could throw out there that you might want to learn or ask a question to these guys? Here's two veteran lining guys that have evolved their business. They're doing real well in the market. Any questions that anyone here? Yes, sir. Hold on, let me walk up and get to you.
I just have a question on what you guys do for reinstating.
So I have a dam cutter. We started doing everything with a coat, but got into like more underslab or like ones that were too hard to research and find. So I ended up going with a dam cutter. I think I have the 100, or what is it, a 50 meter, it goes 168 feet. So that's what we use.
And I use the IMS. We also have the Pagode. So we can use the Pagode through like a toll flange or something, we'll do that. But we also have the IMS. You can go up the main run of the building drain, open your reinstatements from there.
Any other questions? There's a lot of good knowledge that these guys have that can be sharing to help you grow your business. Well, if you guys had yep, there we go. You got another one. He's on a roll.
What crew sizes are you guys running? And are your crews doing everything start to finish one crew, or are you separating your crews into prep and then lining, or how do you run?
So I'm a little different than Nate. I overpower my stuff. A lot of times I'll have two guys go out, and dig it. I'll have my lining crew on site, so I have 3 liner guys that line, 2 guys that dig. They kind of all do everything though. So they'll start digging, they'll get it cleaned and prepped. 3 other guys will get the liner ready. They'll shoot. I might send 2 guys to go jet other sores, or maybe lining up. We might line 2 in one day, depending on what we got going on. But typically 5 guys, 2 to dig and 3 to line.
So with me, we ran a 3-man crew. They did everything. Making the transition from the gas company and staffing issues, it's down to just me and a guy. So we'll do everything start to finish. I found, so like we travel, we go Maryland to Maine and like shoot as a subcontractor or whatever. I found on the travel, the 2 guys is great, especially if you can pre-build the liners, because all it is set up and shoot, that's it.
Any other questions? This is your opportunity to learn some stuff. It's pretty good. But I would ask you guys this. If you had to give some advice to a new business owner or someone that's thinking about getting into Trenchless, what would you advise them on not to do, or what did you learn along the process through your evolution of both your businesses?
So blue light, or light cure, blue light in my opinion is the best out of all 3, Speedy Light and Permaliner's light system. The nice part about doing any type of light system, you can wet that liner out and put it in a garbage bag or in a Tupperware container and carry it with you, and it doesn't matter how long it is. There's a lot of stress and a lot of time factors, and you're going to learn the hard way with ambient or hot water or steam. You only have so much time, and you will run out of time at some point. You're going to have some disasters. With blue light, honestly, they're very minimal, if any. HammerHead themselves, I've had issues with equipment or something. They're the only company I know They actually put somebody in the truck. I needed the dryer my dryer wasn't working. They put somebody in the truck and drove it overnight from Wisconsin all the way to Pittsburgh to get it to me for the next day. Like, they've done it with liner, material, like, honestly, stand-up company.
So as far as a mistake, I wouldn't say a mistake, but I would say don't be afraid to make an investment. Like, you'll go buy a Ram dump truck for 100 grand. You'll go buy an excavator for 70 grand, a trailer, whatever. Then you look at a lining system and you're like, oh, it's all this money. I can't spend this money. I can't justify it. That is going to handicap you. We went from I think I had 6 excavators. I'm down to 3. We don't even put enough hours on them now to, like, for their services every year. We're just changing the oil to change the oil.
Any other questions? Well, everyone, that will include our first episode of, Talk of the Trades. Really appreciate everyone coming out today. We'll be doing a demonstration for our blue light system after lunch at 2 o'clock, and we'll have another Talk of the Trades here at 3 o'clock, as well as we'll do the same thing on Friday. So everyone, thank you so much. Enjoy the Wet Show 2024, and have a great day.